running order. Got my notes in my hand. Look how ready and together I am right now. Don't you think I have everything completely together?
Yeah, perfectly organized.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 48 of Soccer Situations. This week, the Summer Cups are wrapped up. We're going to do kind of a big picture look back at the Summer Cups.
At the summer.
And
Fun summer.
Gareth is gone, speaking of fallout of the Summer Cups.
Oof.
Wild stuff, right? And so are Everton's latest buyers. Not the smoothest delivery of that joke. In my excitement.
Soccer situation.
Yeah, I was excited to deliver those headlines and kind of gas myself right out of a smooth delivery.
Too amped up about summer news.
Yeah, all over England, big things are happening. You know,
it's an exciting time in the summer.
Right? I gotta get in a more comfortable position to look at you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is too unnatural.
Get that mic together.
If you can't tell, folks, we're still at Littlefoot Coffee. Oh, dude, I figured it out. I can control the zoom of my shot on my watch.
Is it the roll wheel?
Yes.
Nice.
And that's why I was getting mystery phantom zoom. I was zooming out. That's why you were in the shot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, my God. I want to just readjust this whole shot. Now we got to move on.
Yeah.
Folks, like I said, we have it all together here.
Very professional.
How are you doing, Alex?
Yeah, I know. Doing good. Staying busy. Busy. Littlefoot is staying busy. I feel like actually this last week was the first normal work week I feel like I've had in a long time.
Oh, really?
That's pretty nice. Yeah,
That is
I was leaving work at a normal time. We didn't have any events planned.
good for you.
Yeah, it's been fun, an exciting summer, but also I was tired.
Fun and exciting summer. That's so optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes you need a break. Sometimes I need to leave work at a normal time.
Yeah, dude. Definitely. In the best of times, let alone this past month. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's been a bit of a whirlwind of a month. Doesn't feel like it's been a month. It feels like it's been way longer.
Right? Should we give an update? You can see in the running order here, I actually had moved the football to the front because we have big headline stuff to talk about.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the algorithm these days.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I think it's smart to
jump into headlines.
to put what people want to hear up front, but also
makes sense.
It's us, and
Yeah.
I don't want to follow the algorithm.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about us. How have things been going?
Let's see.
Updates. I am staying with our crazy dad
Yep.
in a lovely location, though.
Yeah. A beautiful spot. Two doors down from the farmer's market.
I was telling Alex, if it wasn't for having to babysit our dad, which is a full-time job, this would actually be a lovely little staycation.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful new spot to be hanging out at. I'm like, damn, we should trade our apartment in for this place.
Yeah, the locale's nice. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
DialedCoffeeServices.com.
Great back porch, great front porch, and 2 houses down from the farmer's market.
It's a beautiful
Does
situation.
not get much better than that.
Right? There's no good coffee in the neighborhood, but what are you going to do?
Terrible coffee in the neighborhood, I've heard. But what can you do, You can only have so much.
Right?
But yeah, the house is gutted for
Yeah.
now. That's as far as they've gotten, I think. You said you were there yesterday?
I was there yesterday. Do you know what I was going to try and do? I was going to take a huge log because the tree that destroyed our house
is still there.
Portions of it have been sawed up and piled up, and I was going to take a log to use as a side table on the back porch. A nice rustic side table.
Yeah.
Because there's just huge sections of oak tree cut.
That's a good call.
It's live wood, though,
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
dead. So that shit is so heavy, dude.
Yeah.
A log tall enough to be a coffee table.
Yeah.
It's a wide-ass tree.
Yeah.
I could barely lift a log tall enough to be a coffee table.
I believe that.
The
Yeah.
circumference is so wide, and the wood was alive.
That guy was
so,
telling me
shit
that
is
like
fucking heavy.
I can't remember how many feet he said there was basically he was saying there's 10,000 pounds every 7 feet or something of that. Like tree. It's insane how much that thing weighs.
I don't know what we do with it, but we have like a massive stockpile of like pretty valuable hardwood. I feel.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it.
I mean, it's gonna be great firewood. A lot of it's already like cut up.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is we just cut the rest of it up, I guess, and have bonfires.
Maybe, but the thing is, there's also huge portions of the trunk that are intact that I feel like we could call local like carpentry or like mill.
Andy could probably know somebody.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
talked to him about it a little bit. He didn't seem to think the wood was all that valuable.
Okay, I might be totally wrong about that.
But no, you're not the only
an
one.
arborist.
Everybody's been saying that. Everybody who knows there's a downed oak tree in our yard has been saying,
I see.
make something out of that wood. So
I am purely
we'll see.
basing my estimation of its value on its weight, which was very heavy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's pretty solid wood to make like a coffee table or a table out of, or I don't know, something.
I mean, on the other hand, just literally chopping it up into piles of firewood and digging a fire pit for the backyard when we finally get home was absolutely fine with me.
No, that could be
Having,
still
like,
fantastic.
a 2 summer, 2 winter supply of firewood.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I told Ian he should try and see if he can get the chimney opened up for Dad downstairs while the construction's being done.
Oh my god, that's a good shout, dude. Probably
because then we have all that
negatory.
firewood right there.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see.
You open up that chimney, Dad will have that firewood gone in a month.
Yeah, he'll burn it nonstop in the summer too. Guy's a maniac.
Well, let's dive into the football then. There's so much to talk about. I literally had an apology, I think, in the running order for the delay.
Yeah.
Of course, we wanted to respond to the Euros
Yeah, immediately.
in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
We actually did show up to podcast the day after the final. And
We did.
remembered that my microphone cable had died the episode before.
Yep.
And we were down a mic.
So that put a kibosh on that for that day.
I'm double annoyed now that it didn't occur to me on that day that we could go to Best Buy for a mic cable.
Yeah, we could have definitely done that.
Anyway.
Because we just had to maybe do something similar to that just before this podcast.
But I'm spinning it into a positive, Alex. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta throw me under the bus? Came down without a microphone apparently today.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to our other microphone.
We weren't gonna
but-
cancel 2 episodes in a row. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm certain it's my fault.
But that's fine.
It's got to be in the new house somewhere.
Yeah.
To be fair to me, we're in our 3rd residence of the month.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been pretty chaotic
We're
bouncing
straight
around.
up transient, and my dad looks like a transient.
Yeah, he did. I couldn't believe how okay he looked in that photo you sent this morning from Madcap.
I got him cleaned up this morning a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, damn, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Out stunting his beard.
His beard is like almost at a tipping point where it might come in full enough and look cool.
And say it might actually look good soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got to get him an outfit to match it.
Yeah, keep his hair tidy enough. That'll look good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, on to the soccer, right?
Yep.
No, what I was going to say, though, is I wanted to spin this delay into a positive.
Yes.
And I actually did have this thought in the immediate aftermath that I usually avoid listening to the soccer podcast that I listen to.
Yeah.
Until we've recorded an episode.
Yeah, because you don't want all
I
that
wanna
opinions
I don't want to
influencing us.
subconsciously bite. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if we do have a similar take, which happens sometimes, I don't want to even have the fucking guilt of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, we definitely have similar takes a lot of the time with people, but
Right. But for this episode, with this circumstance, England once again failing at the crucial stage of a tournament, going out. It did not come home. And I wanted to react to the English reaction to it.
Yeah, that's
on
fair.
This. And
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, maybe a couple days after. But, doing it a week late isn't so bad, right?
yeah, that's fine.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So let's talk about the final. England versus Spain, the European final.
Yeah. It was an entertaining final.
Am I going to say I called Spain from day one? Yes, I did.
They were the best team since day one.
It wasn't a long shot call that I made. They looked fucking fantastic.
Yeah. It was still pretty early, though, considering everyone still thought Germany and England and France were all...
People expected them to get it together.
Yeah.
None of them started. Germany started pretty solid.
Germany was okay through the whole tournament. They were pretty solid.
England and France, people expected them to gather momentum.
Yeah.
England, you could argue, did.
They did.
But we'll come to that, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, so, of course, the main podcast I'm referring to, Rival Podcast, is the football ramble.
Oh, of course.
And I do feel sad for Marcus Speller, the host of the ramble, the
Oh.
most true blue Englishman. That's like such a good Englishman.
Yeah.
It's like meeting a good Catholic, where you're shocked. We're like, wow, you're like a really
you're a good
Catholic.
guy and
You're
you're
like
a Catholic?
actually a good, wholesome person. That's Marcus to
England.
football.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
loves it
he
so
does love
much,
England
dude, and
football.
he's such a good guy that you almost want them. To
I
win,
always think
you
of the
know?
Ramblers right away when England loses.
Yeah,
I always feel bad for them.
yeah. Me too. We got a lot of love for those guys, but I'm gonna put them to the sword in this episode because the English media, my whole thing, my angle of attack here is that the English media is complicit in mediocrity.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Their reaction to losing this final was so English, dude. They're really taking it on the chin.
They did
You know?
surprisingly take it on the chin.
They were like, oh, it's heartbreaking. I can't believe it. Sorry, let me just
Turn
my levels look a little low there. But it was immediately on to like, but it was a really good showing.
Yeah.
You know,
What
like
a job by the boys.
2 finals in a row.
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
European Championship finals in a row for England.
Shockingly like humble and took it well. Honestly, I expected a more explosive reaction from them.
Well, I wanted a more explosive reaction because here's the thing. They're praising the results, getting 2 finals in a row, right?
Of course, yeah.
But they're not holding him accountable for the talent he had at his fingertips, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
He had such a squad, and he is falling short for having that squad.
Yeah, he should have been able to win one of these finals.
You can look at this Spain team and say it was never going to happen, but that Spain team is so young.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the English are much more
boy,
experienced.
the talent and the experience in that English squad, you know. We talked a lot on this podcast about Harry Kane being a bit of a Ronaldo type presence, not really a pretty blunt tip of the spear.
Yeah, it didn't really work in the system they were using.
Yeah, and the
didn't seem to have the
relative
energy.
effectiveness of Ollie Watkins, again, when he came on the final, it was like night and day for England.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
much more
he
effective.
offered so much more up front.
And talking about the ramble, you know, again, they were apologizing for Southgate's conservatism. They were like, it was an impossible choice. Harry Kane, the top goal scorer for England, you know, whatever, top goal scorer in the Bundesliga last year. I'm like, yeah, but you have to go on form at that point. You're in the final. He's been useless the whole tournament. You have to make that choice.
It's true.
You know, they called it an impossible choice. I think that was, I wrote here, that's absolute nonsense for anyone that's not English. I think Watkins was the clear choice by the end.
Which is why it's like almost always, I think like it would be better to have like a non-Englishman in charge of England.
Right.
Somebody who could be ruthless and not English in their decision making.
Yeah, I do want to circle back to that too. But another Ramble quote, and this was a joke, obviously. I'm not like picking apart their analysis here.
Yeah.
But you know, Lukey said, you know, we've gone from the laughing stock to the nearly men, which is an upgrade. And he's like, and I'll take that, you know, and they were looking forward to the World Cup and talking about the other big teams fearing them.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, they're having, this is such an England like 96 attitude, dude, where they think they have this golden generation that's going to be there forever.
Yeah.
Like, you don't realize how quickly like this, I mean, I know there's a lot of young talent in the England
of course.
squad, but tournaments don't come up that often.
No, it's
And
every
if you're-
4 years. you're
Yeah,
looking
like
at.
squads age out quick, dude.
4 years is a lot in football time.
Yeah, so if you're casually laughing off this kind of tournament when you have this much talent at your disposal, dude, like, you're never going to get there.
Yeah, you guys need,
You know?
You have to be ruthless in this situation.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, they were a little casual. They're like, yeah, we'll take it. We have this great young squad, and like, we're moving forward. This is, I was listening to the Ramble, I should say, I think before the news about Gareth Southgate leaving the England squad, which, have we actually said that?
Yeah,
I said
Gareth's
Gareth's
gone.
gone in the intro, but
In the intro, yeah. we
Sarah
talked about
Southgate did announce his resignation this week.
Yep.
Jurgen Klopp has immediately been linked with the job.
Of course.
What were you going to say?
He was linked with the U.S. job. He's linked with this
He's
job.
going to be linked with every international job out there.
The guy wants a break. Just let him have a break.
Also, he hates the English media. You think
Yeah,
he wants
why
to
would
do
he
the
wanna do the
national
England
team
job?
job? Like, no matter what he
That's the last
said
job
about
he'll
being
take.
burned out about the intensity of Liverpool, it's the English media that chased him out of this country prematurely.
Yeah, he hated the media.
Dude, he hated it from day one. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, though. I had cut you off. What were you going to say? Regarding Southgate?
No, I actually was kind of curious the way the tournament, because they made the final. and I know they didn't win it, but I was curious what was going to happen there. For my whole time, I thought this was it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they made the final and had a decent showing in the final, I was like, maybe he stays.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to give him another chance.
Yeah.
I thought it would be the wrong move, but I thought maybe they would give him another chance.
Yeah.
At the World Cup.
It's hard to predict sometimes with these federations and these.
But it'd be interesting to see who they get.
Yeah. Let's go on to that. So you said, we had talked about how they need to bring a foreign manager in to kind of break up the old boys club.
Yeah.
I had said the same thing too on the day, right? When we were standing out in the sun.
Burning alive.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's a little bit self-contradictory because we were also praising Luis de la Fuente, right, at Spain, who has such a similar background to Southgate. Like, Southgate was an England fucking
diehard. He's through the system.
Yeah, England system guy.
Yes,
right?
true, yeah.
And that's what de la Fuente is too, but I guess you have to look at the bigger picture where Spain is such a well-built system and machine that a systems coach can really run the system, plug in and run it.
The system they have works,
so
they can just keep building off of that.
Yeah, so is it England, actually, and not Southgate that's the issue?
The English system is the problem. I mean, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I had this whole paragraph in my notes praising Luis de la Fuente. On the day of the final, we were like,
he was unbelievable.
Where has he been?
Over there.
Let's take a look at my shot one more time. Might have just nudged my camera a little bit.
Give it a little kick.
Good thing I'm in the ecosystem, dude. I can just check it right here. Looking good, Todd.
I did see right away, obviously, Graham Potter up at the top of the list.
Of course.
Which I think would probably be a pretty good move. He's a pretty progressive Englishman.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like that would be a pretty solid.
Of course, Eddie Howe's going to be in the mix, too.
Eddie Howe, yeah. Oh, another good shout. I think either of those would honestly be a good choice.
Very continentally influenced Englishman.
Yeah, yeah. They need somebody to, push them a little bit.
Sure.
Stop being so conservative in their play.
Right.
With the talent they have.
But, anyway, England falls short again. Spain, the deserving champions.
Best team all the way through.
I think I've already said this on the podcast before they even won it, but are Spain going to go on a run, like a decade-long run?
I mean,
08, 10, and 12, where they just collected trophies?
Getting worse for the World Cup.
No, you need
They're
a dramatic.
So young.
You need a little adrenaline shot to either Germany or France to shake it up. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's
going to take somebody stubbornly keeping them or knocking them out of a tournament on penalties or something early to keep them from winning again.
Oh, yeah. I didn't take enough notes, but there's so many awesome accolades for this Spain team.
Like historic moments for them?
Well, they won without any games going to penalties. Which in an international tournament always feels like every fucking game goes to penalties.
I was going to say, it felt like every match we watched went to penalties.
Never with Spain. No games go to penalties.
Unbelievable.
I think they beat every previous champion that was in the tournament.
They did.
En route.
Yep.
And we talked about how uneven the bracket was earlier in the tournament.
Didn't face Spain at all.
Spain went through the hard side of the bracket.
They rolled right through it.
Everybody. Germany, France, England, and Croatia, who were previous finalists, if not winners.
They are now the record holders with 4 Euro Cups as well, right?
Spain?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think they've taken over as the holders for the most European Cups now.
Well, that's embarrassing for me because I secretly thought that 2008 was their first European championship.
Really? I'm pretty sure that was their fourth.
No, they probably have some older ones.
I think that was their fourth win.
That's a fact I've never checked. It's just headcanon for me.
I think there's a bunch of teams on 3, and I think that puts Spain ahead.
Okay. Cool. I like Spain.
Me too.
I can't apologize for it. I bandwagon on the international level big time.
Yeah. I think it's fine for internationals, especially as Americans.
Yeah. Should we talk about Copa America?
Yeah, we can talk about the Copa America final.
Americans, the match wasn't really the story, I guess.
No, not really.
Yeah, insanity. The tournament being hosted in the United States at NFL stadiums.
Total chaos.
Yeah, there's been a lot of blame thrown around because the stadium was pretty much destroyed.
Yeah, of course.
Colombians are going absolutely mad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny stuff to take away from this, to be honest. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not really mad about, including NFL stadium destruction.
Yeah, right. Who cares about that? They have enough money to fix it up.
We got legendary soccer situations, like a train of Colombians crawling into the vents, Die Hard style, to break into the stadium.
That was insane, dude. I couldn't believe that was happening.
That is the kind of situation we started this podcast for, dude. I loved how there was a polite queue also to get into the vent.
Into the vent. They weren't like
Never mind the
aggressive about
insanity
it.
of breaking into a stadium via the HVAC ventilation.
Insane, dude.
Fully John McClane style.
I can't even believe that would cross. I would never cross my mind
but
to do that.
There was a polite line of like 15 people waiting to climb up onto a stack. It was like
getting
a
boosted
Mario
up into
level going up into it.
Yeah,
and
it was hilarious.
Great community, you got to say, from the Colombians there, helping each other out.
So funny.
But yeah, the stadium got super smashed up.
Yeah, I saw that escalator completely smashed.
From I guess a more serious angle on the issue is fucked up security protocol apparently hasn't changed since ever.
Yeah.
Because they almost had an American Hillsborough on their hands, dude.
Yeah, it was bad.
They the stadium security was obviously really worried about non-ticket holders jumping the gate or climbing through the vents, as it may be. But their first response was to close up all the gates with the crowds there.
Yeah.
And crowds immediately got crushed up against these gates, dude. Which was
insane.
exactly the response at Hillsborough, dude.
Yeah.
They saw a crowd of Scousers coming. Those are like
"Close the
British
gates."
Colombians.
Yeah.
And yeah, they shut up all the gates just to prevent non-ticket holders from getting through, and they funneled everyone through super narrow entrance, and it created huge crowd crushes.
Yeah, it was terrible. I saw kids getting, just like Hillsborough, kids getting lifted out over gates
I mean,
and
it
stuff
wasn't
to like release pressure.
Quite that horrible,
of course.
But it was so close to being that bad.
Yeah.
I saw photos too. Yeah, of like police like carrying women that were unconscious. And
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
I mean, people very much could have died there.
It could have. It's not an exaggeration to say it could have been in a Hillsborough, dude. It was, It's wild.
Could have been a mass tragedy.
That there's still not some kind of like overhead protocol to disperse crowds like that.
Yeah.
Dude. Like you're going to shut all the gates and just, that's your answer?
Like that is not a safe decision.
Yeah, I don't want to get too preachy, but it's wild that when it comes down to a situation like that, ticket holding and like money still comes first.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
You can't have non-ticket holders getting into the stadium
instead of just letting people into the stadium
and then like figuring it out somehow, or like canceling the game and starting it later or something, which they ended up having to do anyway.
Yeah, super
postponed.
So you'd think they want all those people in there so they could get even more concession sales, even though tickets aren't sold.
Right. Anyway, should we touch on the game?
Yeah, I guess so.
Messi went off with a donut wrapped around his ankle that was actually his ankle.
I was going to say his ankle. Oh,
wild stuff.
So swollen.
Messi teared up just so they could have comparisons of photos of him crying next to Ronaldo crying from the Euros.
Yeah, of course.
Except Ronaldo was crying because he missed a penalty, and Messi was crying because he was hurt.
Because his ankle was exploding.
Yeah, exactly. Argentina win. Congratulations, Alexis McAllister and nobody else.
Yeah, Messi got another trophy.
Yeah.
Good for him. I like Messi. I'm not mad about him getting yet another trophy under his belt.
A lot of the stories coming out of it is just, of course, the Messi versus Ronaldo battle that is never going to go away. I guess Messi's like 21 goals behind Ronaldo's all-time international tally.
So he's got to get one more tournament in.
Can Ronaldo come back and play the World Cup in 2 years? It's like he didn't come close to scoring a goal in the Euros.
He barely played in the Euros this year.
Yeah. I mean, he played every minute.
Yeah.
But he barely
played. Affected the game.
Here we are back on that tip. Damn, we beat that horse to death.
Yep. Well, if they keep throwing Ronaldo in our faces, then we're going to keep taking shots at him.
Right? Hey, look
I'm
at
sick of it.
I did have notes about that.
But yeah, what do you think? Messi, he's going to be playing in the World Cup? You think so?
I think he will.
You think he will? It's crazy because he's going to be old.
So much can happen in 2 years, but I think I feel like Messi doesn't have the same level of ego as Ronaldo.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Messi might be willing to come off the bench.
Yeah, he might be willing to take a step aside and let the younger kids shine for a bit.
Yeah.
And still play a role.
Right?
Because, I mean, he clearly is talented enough to be an unbelievable role player in a tournament.
Also, we don't know. Like, 2 years is such a long time. He's playing in the MLS. Depends how many minutes he puts in the MLS, what that does to his body.
He could get hurt. He could, Yeah, it's always possible.
Who knows? The sports science might not be as good as it was, in Europe. maybe his body will just,
Yeah,
you get
you
old.
never know.
You get old.
But yeah, I guess if it comes down to it, he probably will be there, huh?
I think he'll be there.
Yeah.
Current state of things, yeah,
He's
unless
gonna be
like
there.
something drastic happens, I think he'll be there. I say that, and I think immediately about the photo of his ankle we just saw.
And his ankle was bad.
It looked exploded, like you said.
Yeah, it looked horrible.
Oh boy! Oh, speaking of the Argentina win, perfect, Todd. Great notes.
There you
Let's
go.
talk about the Fernando Enzo chant controversy. And this is great because I
Yeah.
have a lot of angles of approach here. So apparently, it was a well-known chant at some point.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it's been chanted in the past. The whole team seemed to know it.
It did seem that way.
But anyway, it's about African Frenchies not being French.
Yeah.
Right? Is that
Yeah.
the gist of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I was immediately like, uh-oh, because I immediately made a joke about the French influence of the African squad, like the same day of the final, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's so true.
It's
I'm
super,
sorry, France. You
super,
guys
super true. And
look at your team.
right, exactly. I think the key difference is, and I don't know the lyrics of the chant that were so
Of
controversial.
course, I'm sure.
The difference is seeing African immigrants or descendants of African immigrants as not French.
Yeah,
Which I
yeah.
did not mean at all. Of
Yeah,
course
of
they're
course,
French. Just
yeah.
like American immigrants are fucking Americans.
Americans,
That's not
yeah.
the angle I'm coming from.
No.
If you're saying they're African, not French, right?
Yes.
Is that the difference?
I think that is the difference, yes.
Yeah. I'm not debating the Frenchness of African immigrants.
Yeah, no, of course not. We
Right.
would never do that.
But
But it's
I'm
just
gonna-
fun. It's a funny thing to point out.
When we make fun of the Africanness of the French squad, we're celebrating the African influence, right?
Yeah, you were saying because look how fucking good they are.
Right. Moving on to the next bullet point in the agenda, which is Arsenal's new Africa-themed
Arsenal's
kits.
new Africa-themed kits.
Is that the away kit or the third kit?
That's our away kit. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And that's more an example of what I'm talking about, where you're kind of
Yeah.
celebrating.
The African connection.
There you go.
Yeah, Arsenal had really good African players over the years. I've been to Kenya. I've seen the amount of African Arsenal fans there are
Right.
in Kenya. There's a ton of them, which is, good for Kenya. The Arsenal kits are their colors.
That is nice.
Yeah. Congratulations, Kenyan Arsenal fans on that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the kit, but I think it's only because I don't like this generic thing Adidas is doing with the swoops on the sides.
Yeah.
That is really bothering me, and they're doing it with all their kits, and it's I gotta say, Adidas, that's a Nike move,
Totally.
and I don't like it.
I noticed that actually in the Euros, a
Yeah.
lot of teams were already wearing that template.
It's
and
a
that
template
little
kit.
stupid little swoosh always, dude.
Bothers me.
I gotta say, Adidas pulled that a couple times when they were with us back in the day.
Yeah, it makes me really mad. I like our home kit
Mm-hmm.
enough this year with that swoosh, but the fact that every other Adidas kit looks similar really bothers me.
Hate a template, dude.
And yeah, that's the thing is I love the colors of that Arsenal away kit, but I hate the swoop design in the sides. All of the extra, all the merch they did with it, like the jackets, all the warm-up jackets and stuff are sick.
Yeah.
Really good line around it. I just wish they would have executed the shirt better.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you release like an African-themed kit, you're immediately throwing back to or trying to tap into like the streetwear of was it the Cameroon kits? What were the green? No, it was Nigeria, wasn't it?
Nigeria, yeah.
They had those sick green and white static looking kits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you want to tap into that shit, and it is a collaboration with a streetwear brand, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yep.
It is. I just hate it because I feel like they boxed in to be fair to the artists they worked with, I feel like they were boxed in by the fact that the only spot they were able to really do their design work was in those
the
stupid
trim.
trim pieces that I
exactly.
hated.
Yeah.
So, you didn't really give him a full African-themed kit because you didn't let him do... I mean, I guess maybe he probably did all of the streetwear stuff that came with it.
Yeah.
Which is all great. But I'm I feel like you really boxed him in the corner there with your template kit.
Yeah. I agree.
It's disappointing.
I agree.
Because I think it could have been so awesome. I like the color
Are
scheme.
you gonna buy the
obviously.
warm-up jacket though?
I do want that warm-up
It's
jacket.
pretty cool, kind of soccer Rasta.
Yeah, I kind of do really want that jacket.
Yeah, it's pretty sick,
I should
dude.
probably buy it. But yeah, interesting connection there.
That will bring me to a transition that's not in the notes, actually. Let's talk about this future episode I've been kind of hinting at for a little bit that I really want to do. I want to do a kit draft for the new season.
Oh, yeah.
This is an idea sort of stolen directly from the Ringer movie podcast that I love, where they'll pick a category, say 1999, and draft movies from it, and then
see who gets the best
each
one.
person ends with a lineup. Yeah,
Yep.
And
Who's
you
got
can
the
have
best
social
lineup?
media votes on it or not. But I want to do a kit draft, and I'd like to have a couple guests on for this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe have a 4-person
I'm
panel.
gonna say now we got another mic.
Yeah, I don't know who we can get locally. I'm thinking we should definitely Skype Graham in for this one.
We can get Graham
OG
in.
friend
I mean,
of the
we could
pod.
definitely get John Bailey in.
I would love to have. Oh, John would be more than welcome. I would love
Yeah.
to have James on. I know James is super resistant.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think for a kit draft, James is the most
I mean,
kit
he's-
obsessed. Dude.
Yeah, he is.
But
He's
anyway,
a true inspiration in that front.
yeah. In short, I want to move through the categories: home, away, third, goalkeeper, and then warm up / accessory.
Are we?
That's like a
are
kind
we
of a wild
talking
card.
current? Like we're
Going
we
into the
drafting
new season.
this year, 2024
Yes.
season.
Yes.
Okay.
Upcoming season.
Okay,
So
I like it.
That's why I've been putting it off, because I've secretly been keeping an eye on, like, Footy Headlines has a
I was
grid
gonna
of
say-
which ones have been leaked.
Yeah, we
And
need
I've
more
been-
still.
We've need to wait, obviously, until we have images
Of
of
all the
every
kits.
one available.
Yeah. Yep.
So
So that'll be
it's a
coming down the
fine
line.
line, but because I want to do it before the season starts, which is only a month away.
Yeah, it's not far. It's the fact that there's preseason games happening. Like
Liverpool Arsenal.
Arsenal,
31st.
end of this month.
Who
which
wants
is
to fly me and
insane.
Alex out to Philadelphia to see Liverpool Arsenal?
I know, right?
Come on.
Chip was talking about it. to
Friend
be
of the
fair.
pod. Really?
Chip was like, "Should we make a trip?"
Oh
Although
my
he
God.
wanted to drive out there, and I don't want to make the drive out there.
No, I do not.
No, but I would fly out there.
Yeah, let's get an airline sponsor for the podcast
Yeah.
real quick to
Yeah,
fly us
How
out.
quickly can we get that deal done?
Anyway, yeah, kit draft. So
I like it.
I'm thinking 5 categories: home, away, third, goalkeeper, and what did I say?
Warm-up kits,
warm
or-
up / streetwear / accessory. That one I want to be
Yeah.
that kind of a grab bag, like
Okay.
finding the coolest non-kit that you can find.
Okay. Yeah.
And I want to. I think. Man, that'd be so much work to expand it across all of Europe. I'll tell you what, we'll do Premier League first.
Okay.
And then we can have repeat content.
Yeah,
See, I'm
we could
learning how to
do
be a podcast
Serie
producer.
A.
We'll do each league.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We'll
Yeah.
do each of the major
League
leagues kit draft. Is that still major? I don't think they have a TV deal yet in Europe.
Do they really not have one yet?
Last I heard, League still did not have a TV deal in Europe.
Ouch, that is embarrassing.
It's insane, right? League 2 does, ironically, because it's a lot cheaper, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's an easy deal to get done.
Yeah. Okay, kit draft, dude. That's coming up.
I like it.
I didn't want to announce it until I had all the resources. That is, like, good digital images of all the kits available
yeah,
for
plus,
everyone to access.
A lot of times, like the streetwear stuff doesn't come out until, or like the
Right.
warm-up jackets don't come out till later.
Yeah. But having announced it, it'll light a fire under me to get that done.
Nice.
And yeah, stuff is almost
Put it
all
out there.
being announced yet and leaked. The Liverpool under-19s actually just played in our unannounced away kit.
Oh, really?
That's
Interesting.
a funny leak. Just
That's
to
a
see
funny
a
way to
team
leak
playing
it. Yeah, they're like, oh, they're wearing it.
It's a really dull black kit with teal trim. I hate it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, we were talking. I wanted to talk. Let's rewind to the Copa a little bit here.
Oh, yeah.
Other important conversation about the fallout is that America's hosting a World Cup in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
America is hosting, and of course, everyone is freaking out. We're not ready for it. What do you think? I think it's overstated.
I think it's overstated too. And I think obviously lessons are going to be learned from this.
Yeah. Also, I believe CONMEBOL was responsible for
A lot of
the
the
security
organization and
there.
security, yeah.
and they have shit shows every time they host
Exactly.
a tournament.
Not that FIFA's much better,
Right.
but
That's true.
I think as far as organizing the tournament,
Yeah.
generally FIFA doesn't do as poorly in that situation.
Right.
They've dealt with like that on high level a lot, so I think they should be able to put it together.
Yeah. And I mean, America has hosted a World Cup before.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah.
94, baby.
Yeah.
Alexi Lalas. Do you see Alexi Lalas fucking trumpeting the Republican convention? As if there wasn't enough news to hate him. Of course he was, dude.
God, I fucking hate
Of
that
course he
man.
was like at the Republican convention being Alexi Lalas.
God, that says everything you need to know about Alexi Lalas.
Right?
It sums up. I mean, that's just the cherry on top of his personality.
Yeah, truly.
What a dickhead.
Anyway, we don't need to bring
Yeah, we don't need to go too
James
far
says
on
no
that.
politics in the podcast.
Yeah, we're not talking politics, but Lalas, fuck you.
But anyway, No, it got me thinking about 94. 94, I remember super clearly, actually, because it actually fell into the narrow sliver of my life where I was actually playing soccer.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, for Brandon Selects, dude.
Oh, Brandon Selects.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I remember going to a tournament, and because the World Cup was on, there were booths everywhere selling kits. That's actually maybe
that's where
my
your kit
first
came
interest in soccer kit, because it was a tournament of the awesome Germany kit.
Yeah, they had the 90s kits were in full
Incredible.
full swing at that point.
That Germany kit was the coolest thing a kid could, not, even outside of soccer circles, like that crossed over. Like that was
a fashion
like
kit.
the coolest shirt a kid could have at school.
Yeah,
that summer,
which is
or that
hilarious.
Year. Yeah, it's wild, dude. That Germany kit was so hot. But
that shows how good it was.
Yeah,
at a time when soccer wasn't even that big here.
It's crazy to think 94 games were at the Silverdome in Pontiac.
I know, that's insane.
Wow.
Did they play on that actual turf
on that
field?
Turf, they did.
That was like a concrete floor. I mean, we played football on that. I played football
You have?
on that. Yeah. I played like little kid football on that field.
No way.
Yeah.
Was it brutal?
It's like, dude, it literally was like a thin piece. It was like this carpet on top of concrete, basically.
Oh, my God, dude.
It was horrible. I don't know how they played on that.
Well, again, I haven't checked the facts, but, dude, it was the 90s. I think
sure
they
they
just played on that. I don't think they laid
They
sod
weren't
for
laying.
the World Cup. Dude.
No, back then there wasn't that kind of respect for the game, especially in America.
No, I don't think so. Pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, it was literally like a concrete floor.
Right?
That's horrible.
That's
Those poor
so funny.
players.
Yeah, that must have been insane. What do you think Messi would say about that? Back then, players just dealt with it, I feel like.
Yeah, no one probably said a word about it.
They were
probably
still
didn't
just
care.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the fucking Europeans hated it.
He definitely.
Absolutely
Yeah. It was
hated
basically
it.
like indoor soccer fields.
But media was just different back then. I don't think you'd get player interviews. Actually, it'd be fun to look at the archives and see if they were complaining about the surfaces.
It would be very fun to look back at that. If there's interviews out there, that'd be amazing to see.
Man, I wonder if like Sports Illustrated archives are available.
Take a look. We'll have to do some research.
Yeah. 90s, funny times, dude.
Wild
I was thinking
times.
about our 90s soccer kit, dude. How billowy and huge they were, dude. They were so awesome.
They were all
I
massive.
looked so gay in that soccer kit, dude. It was the branded kits were like purple.
Were they?
Oh man, it was funny.
That's random.
Because the school colors were blue, right? Like a
Like blue and white,
classic
basically.
school blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But whoever had ordered the kits, like they showed up like very violet. And
That's
they looked,
hilarious.
They looked incredibly effeminate.
And they were just like, well, we're using these.
It's funny. There's very few photos of me. I don't know if there's any actually of me wearing that uniform.
I was gonna say I don't remember seeing those, which is shocking considering
I only
Maggie
played
has everything.
1 year and we sucked, so no one took photos, I guess.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah,
But they were super purple and gay looking, and when I've seen photos of myself, I'm like, that is the gayest little boy.
don't you
I've
wish
ever
you had
seen.
that kit though?
Oh, I would love it. I don't
Be
even
an
remember
awesome
what was
kid
on
now.
the front of it, to be honest. What kind of crest it had. It's funny. It was a funny story. It was our school district select team, which was their effort to develop a more elite club that was
Yeah.
going to travel.
A
This was the
travel
first
team.
year of it, though, and we were absolutely horrible.
Well, especially if you're playing against like other travel teams.
Yeah, which
They
we
were
were.
probably
Yeah.
destroying you. Those kids were all good.
Right.
They're playing against the best of the best.
Yeah, no, we got smoked, dude, and I hated it so much. It's
Bet.
so much running.
Yeah, running that much when you're losing all the time is a
It's-
terrible
it's
thing.
so much like now, dude. I just liked the cool outfits and
Yeah.
the cool. We had like good sponsors, so we had cool accessories and
Nice,
outfits.
that's good. That's all that really matters.
I was there for the fits, dude.
Yeah,
I really
That's how it
was. It's
always
funny to
goes.
think back about that. There for the fits, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of myself for walking away from it because that's the elitist, white, wealthy American football system that we're against these days. I just didn't know it back then, dude.
It's true.
I
It's
felt
true.
it intrinsically, though, dude. I was bucking the system. I was like, this isn't right for me. I'm going
Yeah,
to go play
right.
in the park.
Yeah, grassroots. Going back to grassroots.
Right?
Hilarious.
Oh, man. Funny stuff. I've got kit notes here, dude. Should we
What kit
do a
notes
little
you got?
kit corner? We already talked about the Arsenal warm-ups.
Yeah.
Kappa's doing another high fashion release with Versailles this time.
Yeah, those kits are sick.
I like how Kappa now their new strategy is like not to work with big clubs. Let's
Yeah.
just pick a club with like a very sexy historic city
Yep.
behind it
And
that we
make-
can just make a beautiful kit.
Yeah,
right?
they'll just let us do whatever they want.
It's a
'cause
pure
they're
fashion
small.
kit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's literally, pure fashion. It's so sick. Of
Small club that's going to seed all of their branding to the project.
course,
Right. And then they bring in own a third-party design group that is actually like sexy as fuck. Not a sporting designer, a high. I know, like it's Biro Borscha from Germany that did the Athens, Caletheia, and Venezia kits.
Oh yeah.
That were so good. I don't know if that same firm did these Versailles kits, but they're pretty. Right?
They have the same vibe for sure.
Yeah. Based on the tile patterns, I think in the palace.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Sick stuff.
Classy.
Which one do you want, the home or the away?
Oof, I don't know which one of these I like more.
I am actually kind of sick of white kits, but I like that away kit.
The away kits are real nice.
Like I said, the tile pattern, the little pinstripe with the little diamonds on the tile.
Like the subtle.
It's pretty nice.
It is nice.
You know?
Yeah, it's a very, very classy kit.
Yeah.
Kappa, I mean, it's also great for those small clubs, too, because it has to bring them so much money and revenue off of just kit sales.
Yeah, dude, that Athens club, which is a second division Greek team, I was complaining to you because I bought their kit, finally broke down and bought the blue shirt.
Yeah.
And a short sleeve because they were sold out of everything else. And then they did a full second run of all their kits that season, which means they are selling.
Yeah, for a second-tier club in
that
Liverpool, division.
Liverpool doesn't do a second run of their kits.
No. Arsenal doesn't either. They sold. I wanted the home kit and stuff from last season, and you can't find them anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're gone.
Right?
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, that's awesome though. Good for Kappa. Good on Kappa.
Yeah.
And it's awesome for these small teams.
I don't know if I'm getting is it gonna jump the shark? Do you think if they do too much?
Too much?
Because.
I mean, it depends on if they just keep picking like one new small club a year.
Sure.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It'll keep being there'll be interest in it.
And I think it will be limited. Like they're not working with why do I keep Venezia, which I think is the most famous example, I think.
Yeah, right.
Of a pure fashion kit. It looks just like straight up Gucci.
Yeah.
But Venezia is manufacturing their own kits now.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder if Kappa broke that deal or if Venezia, some director at Venice, like their head got swollen or all their kit sales, and they're like, why are we splitting these profits with Kappa, dude?
Yeah, we can do this ourselves.
Exactly.
It's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
There's a reason you work with a good brand.
Right. Speaking of good brands, all right, do you have more kit talk?
No, go for it. What you got?
It's a weird pivot. It's a pivot to dunking on Everton, though, so let's go, right?
Perfect.
Everton's with Castore this year.
Oh, yeah.
Castore, who Aston Villa
had a lot of problems with
last year. Aston Villa's squad wanted to ditch it midway through the season.
Yeah, they hated
because their kits were soaking up so much sweat, they felt like they were wearing wetsuits.
Yeah, they looked like it, too.
Yeah. Anyway, early images of Everton's Castore kit came out, and the badges were gone, were falling off. There were no Everton badges on them. Yeah, they were peeling off.
That's hilarious.
Super funny stuff, given the state of Everton, right?
Yeah, falling apart.
Because I still almost can't decide if I want to feel sad or happy about this. But, Everton's ownership situation, which supposedly had finally been wrapped up with a bow, 777, the super shady kind of gambling investment firm, fell apart, right?
Yeah.
Everton fans rejoiced because that group was so obviously shady.
So corrupt, yeah.
But in the meantime, while that negotiating had been happening, Everton had been taking loans from them to stay afloat last year.
Which is insane.
Just to run operational costs and costs of building the new stadium, which is still almost done on the dock. So now the new legit ownership group came out. It's called Friedkin. I can't remember what American sports clubs they own.
I can't remember either.
But it's a pretty legitimate sports American ownership group.
Yep.
And they spent a month looking at Everton's books and then pulled the plug on the deal, which is a huge red flag.
Yeah, that's bad. And
they specifically cited concern over the debt to 777 because 777 is facing all sorts of legal troubles.
I mean, none of that is shocking, but also it is all very shocking.
Yeah, and Everton are about $200 million in debt to 777 because they were taking those operational loans last season.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they'll just have to lower their valuation.
Definitely.
But I don't know. It's weird that Friedkin pulled out without making a counter offer or a lower offer or some kind of different structure. They just walked away from that deal.
They said, this is a mess. We're gone.
This is a Premier League club with a brand new stadium almost complete on the docks in Liverpool.
Insane. It seems like such a valuable prospect.
deeply concerning that for a month the Friedkin Group was looking at the financials of it and then walked
and
away.
then was like,
right?
this does not look good.
It's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they'll just have to wait on the sale until the fallout of the 777 situation resolves
Gets
itself
solved,
legally.
yeah.
But I don't know if Everton have the operational revenue to
keep
keep
going.
going without taking more and more loans.
It doesn't seem like it. If they were already taking those loans.
I think the Friedkin Group did give a loan, actually, now that I think about it, to continue stadium development.
Okay.
So, they're not washing their hands of the project entirely, but they did draw a line on buying the team.
Which is huge.
That's not up in the air.
Yeah, that's insane.
Weird stuff,
Yeah, it'll
right?
be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I guess Onana's leaving, right, already? He's going to Villa.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, I bet we see a lot of players sold to try and pay off some of that debt.
I feel like if a sale doesn't happen this year for Everton,
Yeah.
a relegation becomes almost inevitable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it has to. And then at that point, once they're relegated, it could get very ugly for Everton.
Yes, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not like an economist, but I feel like almost that's the clean break they need at this point.
Is to go down and
Like,
regroup.
Well, they'll go down. It'll devalue the club so much
Yeah.
that then I think a smart investment group will come in. Like, that'll be too big of an opportunity to pass up.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
be
true.
Much like FSG buying Liverpool when we were about to go into administration under Hicks and Gillette.
Yeah.
Liverpool were like bankrupt, and that's when FSG see
Slid
an
in and
opportunity,
seized
and they're like,
the,
okay,
Yeah.
like this is a can't lose situation now.
Yeah, this is a massive club.
I think
Everything's already there.
Everton might need to get to that point, darkest before the dawn kind of situation.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it's coming.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard for Everton fans for a little while though, unless some miracle happens with a sale.
Right.
But it's not looking good.
Let's bounce around our own clubs a little bit. Premier
All right.
League season's coming.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot more notes here. I have some funny Liverpool headlines.
Nice.
Liverpool recently celebrated the release of a mural commemorating their first black player ever.
Oh, nice.
Right?
That's cool.
It is pretty nice.
Is it a cool mural?
It is a cool mural. Let me see if I can show you the link here.
Let's see this mural.
There he is.
Okay.
Howard Gale. It's a nice big mural. I like how it looks like it's on the side of a barn.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Right.
It's a pretty classic mural.
Here we go. There's a better, cleaner shot of it. Nope, that's just as low. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
It is pretty cool.
That's
I like
a good
it.
mural. Very good job. It does look like it's just like a neighborhood mural. It's kind of nice.
Well, they are. They absolutely are. That's the great thing about. I don't know.
Oh,
If,
yeah, that's
actually,
a
I
good one,
should.
too.
I should have said. I don't know if you're aware of that. That's part of like the culture of Liverpool. There's murals all around
Okay.
the walk.
I like
the
it.
walk to the stadium. You'll find player murals all over the place. Here's a good montage.
Oh,
of them,
nice.
Right. It's absolutely. a
That's
thing.
cool. I
It's
did not know that.
It's a football town, Alex.
Ah.
But anyway, my original point was when I saw this, I was laughing my ass off about it because it's fucking Scouse version of the Gillis bit, dude, of integrating the football team. You're like, all right, Liverpool's
good job,
first
guys.
black player. What a beautiful thing. You're like, wait, 1977? 1977?
77.
To directly quote, we'd been to the moon already.
That is.
Hilariously
Funny.
late integration, right?
Ooh.
Do you know when Arsenal's was? I'm sure it was before that.
I hope it was before that.
I
but
feel like
that
the
was
Scousers
horrible.
were late to the game.
Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head when theirs was, but that is shockingly late.
I feel like I, as a Liverpool fan, just missed the all-white generations of Liverpool.
Yeah. Which is insane.
It's fucked
It's
up.
insane that
It's so funny.
you're only slightly off missing that era.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff.
Thank God we're missing that era. What a terrible era of sport.
Dude, the football must have been terrible.
So bad.
The only good player was Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah, there's like one or two in the entire league that were good.
Right? Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Horrible stuff. Hilarious stuff.
That's one of my Liverpool funny headlines. Oh, another funny one. I was checking in with Liverpool's training.
Yeah.
Only a few players are back, team players, but Arne Slot is making his presence felt, and He's doing a lot of wacky stuff that reminds me so much of Arteta coming into Arsenal.
Oh, shit.
Remember Arteta, all his wacky stuff when he was playing, like, You'll Never Walk Alone at
Yeah.
practice. What other wacky stuff did Mikel do?
I mean, there were just so many wacky examples. Like the speeches, just all the speeches he
wacky
gives.
speeches,
He'd
yeah.
always give funny examples in his speeches.
There's been video emerging of Liverpool players doing, like, MMA training. The keepers are using, like, horse-style blinders, like they're wearing goggles.
I actually saw that headline.
restrict their peripheral vision. Oops,
Yeah.
Excuse me for the mic heat there.
Hilarious.
What else did I have? Dude, there was lots of wacky Arne Slot stuff going on. Dude, he's trying out some new stuff. It's good stuff. Anyway.
I don't think there's nearly as much fun, goofy time stuff happening with Arsenal.
No.
We're already.
Are they mostly still on vacation?
They're all in the U.S. already. It looks like there's a photo of our
okay.
stateside Gunners right
Okay.
here. The guys that were in late in the tournaments are still on vacation, but there's a pretty decent squad heading to.
Traveling squad there.
Yeah, so we got Jesus is there, Nketiah, Timber, Odegaard, Trossard, White, Jorginho, Partey. There's a lot of them are there.
That's cool.
So decent squad traveling in the U.S. Obviously, I think a lot of fans were hoping the Calafiori deal was going to happen before this tournament or before our travels.
Oh, yeah. I said let's talk about our squads, and I only talked about Liverpool. Let's talk about that, and, yeah.
Yeah, it
Part
seemed
of
like
the Arsenal updates.
the on-again, off-again Calafiori. Why do I have such a hard time saying
Calafiori.
Calafiori? I think you have to say it like that. That's why it comes out easier. It comes out more natural.
Lift your hand up.
But yeah, his deal seems like it's finally basically done.
Seems like it's done, yeah.
Yeah.
Good, cool, handsome defender.
Pretty insane to think that we got him for less than 50 million.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like around 42 million in the end, they said.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
Which is an insane deal for especially a player who shined in a European tournament or a tournament at all.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
It's pretty crazy. And yeah, I guess our back four is looking pretty good. We already had one of the best defenses in the league last season.
Yeah, it's true.
And we've just solidified our left back position.
Yeah. Really
So-
kind of short it up, add some depth.
In theory, it could be a huge signing for us.
That's pretty cool, man.
And we also randomly signed Tommy Setford from Ajax. We signed an English goalkeeper from Ajax.
Weird.
A kid from he was he was in Ajax's system. 18-year-old English kid. This is the little ding dong.
really?
Yeah, isn't that funny?
God, he looks awkward.
Yeah, super awkward. I don't know if he's just going into our academy or if he's going to go back to Ajax or what the plan is, but obviously a future signing. That's not for. I think we're looking after Wolves backup keeper potentially as for a new backup keeper for us, assuming Ramsdale's gone.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
it's interesting. Interesting times. Transfer window's been mostly about that one signing so far.
Yeah, we got nothing at Liverpool. Either Ornstein or Romano linked us with Mark Gahey as a center back signing.
I actually like Mark Gahey. I wouldn't have minded if Arsenal signed him
Sure.
as like a depth player or as like a left-sided center back.
Yeah, you never want an Englishman first choice, but
He's a good one,
No,
though.
he is good. He's pretty good. Seeing that awkward ass teenager on your screen there reminded me. Do you want to talk a little bit about FIFA or EAFC and the new features coming to EAFC? One of which is youth academy players will look physically like teenagers in the game, and then will grow into men or women as they may choose. In the game. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool feature.
Yeah, a lot of cool features. What struck you? Actually, looks like EA has been shook into modifying FIFA for once, and there's a lot of cool new stuff coming.
Yeah, it seems like there's a ton of. For me, I'm excited because I am definitely a career mode FIFA player.
Okay.
And I've never gotten into Ultimate Team. I don't really play online anymore like I used to.
Hate Ultimate Team, bro.
Yeah, I'm a very anti-Ultimate Team.
I'll dip into seasons a little bit until I get roasted, and then I'll stop forever.
Yeah. Get to a level where it's just not fun anymore.
I would like to start like a soccer situation seasons league, maybe. Or
Honestly,
something,
I would be into that.
If we can find a
I used to
few
be
more
really
players.
good at FIFA.
Yeah,
Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like a ton of customization to that. as far as like how you play your career mode, which is good because it's been so static and boring for so long.
Yeah, it seems like the way you set up your team tactics is going to be a lot more fluid now.
Yeah,
Right?
Was they said FCIQ? Is that what they called it?
FCIQ, yeah.
So
We're
much more in depth.
Seems like they're going to be like player positioning is going to be more fluid, like the game actually is.
Yeah. You can set like roles like the inverted wingbacks, like playing in the midfield and. Yeah, so it seems like just a lot of improvements that have been needed for a long time in that game.
Yeah, we're missing other stuff.
I've tried to think of. I'm
it's
like,
fine.
we should have took notes on it when we were watching the video.
Yeah, I don't know how much time I want to spend talking about
No,
it.
it's fine.
But
it looks like the main point is it looks like EA is finally innovating.
actually making changes.
Yeah, it looks like they finally are listening to the player base and making some pretty serious changes to it.
Right? Did you hear something?
I thought I heard somebody here. Josh here?
I mean, it would be a good time for a guest. I guess we're about to wrap up. What do you think?
Right.
We can move into coffee podcasting.
Yeah, just go smooth transition right into it.
Did you have anything else, Alex?
I don't think so, no.
I feel like our shots are going to be weird here. I got to say, I'm very grateful to have the Littlefoot Cabin to be recording in.
Yeah.
But I got to figure out the system still here.
Yeah, it's a little awkward layout still.
I don't know why it's so much harder
We
to
should
get,
do it in the rocking chairs.
shots that I'm. That is not a bad thought. Although, actually, us rocking might be super annoying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right about that.
But yeah, I'm having a hard time framing the shots here the way I want to.
That's all right.
I miss the studio.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have a new one when we get back in there.
Yeah.
Brand new house.
Right?
All right.
All right, Alex, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
You good?
That's it.
We didn't miss any news?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
I mean, yeah, we always miss news, but that's fine. That's part of the pod.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We'll report back on schedule.
We're like the old Ramble days. It's not quite professional yet. Someone's definitely here, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Do you think it's a customer?
No, I don't think so. If it is, that's hilarious.
All right.
All right, that's it for us.
Soccer situation. Soccer